Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Long time no see. How did y'all like the 9-part vlog series? What I'm planning to do with this channel is probably upload kind of sporadically, and then when I travel, I'll vlog the entire time. So a lot of you guys had a lot of questions about the camper, so I threw up a Q&A on my Instagram, and I'm about to A these Q's. Ooh, that sounded so cringy. Anywho, my apartment's a mess, so I'm sitting on the floor with my fridge as a backdrop, and that's how we're gonna do this, because why not? So the first question I have is, where do you sleep? In the camper. Or maybe that's not the question. Maybe they want to know where I park the camper. Well, if you watched my vlogs, you would see that I park the camper in parking lots that allow me to sleep overnight, and then I sleep in the camper. Yes, it does get cold at night. Lots of layers, that's how I got through it, and that's gonna be how I get through it for a little while until I figure out a better situation. What does it look like inside? I will be uploading a camper tour when I have time, so stay tuned. Any struggles you have been facing on the road because you're a woman? Generally, no, at least not this trip. The trip that I just took. There was one moment where I felt a little bit unsafe because a couple people knew where I would be spending the night, so I moved. Maybe I would have moved even if I wasn't a woman. I don't know. I can't say that because I've never not been a woman. Do you think this particular model of camper was worth it? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so it was a lot of work. It was 9 whole months of weekends and days off, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I ended up spending about $6,000 on the whole thing. I saved for quite a bit to be able to do this. And if I would have gotten this model fully made for me, it would have been $21,000, which is a huge difference, okay? It's a huge difference. But if I would have gotten one made with metal siding, it probably would have been less than that. I don't know. All I know is that I have mine now and I'm gonna be using it. And it's beautiful. I think it looks really pretty. It looks a lot nicer than some other ones that I've seen. Is the added aesthetics worth the 9 months of work? Again, I don't know. It was a lot of work. But all that matters is I have it now. Someone said, does it feel cramped? For the most part, no. You can easily fit 3 people in there. It's pretty big in there. It's bigger than y'all think. It does feel a little weird sometimes because there's no light in it right now. I didn't have time to install electrical because it got way too cold to work. Come spring, I'm going to be installing lights and fans and a few other things, so I'm sure it'll be a lot more comfy in there once I could see. Do you think the time, effort it took you to assemble the camper was worth the money you saved? Well, considering I saved $14,000, no, more than that even. I don't know, what, $16,000? Yes, because I did not have that extra $16,000. So even if I wanted to spend the money and avoid the building, I couldn't because I didn't have that much money. Literally the $6,000 was all the money I had. So I guess if I had the extra money, would I spend it? Probably also not. If I had a shit ton of money, would I spend it? Yeah. If I had $200,000 in my bank account, then maybe I would have bought it pre-built, because also the quality of the camper would be better, because I made a few mistakes. My camper's a little wonky. You can't tell, but I could tell. It would have been made perfectly because the people who invented the camper would have made it, you know, and they have lots of practice making it considering it's their camper design. So yeah, if I had a shit ton of money, I would have bought it pre-made. But if I had my level of money, or even a little bit more than my level of money, I still would have made it myself, just because it's a lot of money to spend. It's a lot of money to spend. Finding places to pee, how difficult is that? I found no problem finding places to pee. Gas stations, fast food. I brought those so you can get these little funnels where you can pee standing up if you have certain anatomy that usually can't pee standing up. And I was okay, worst case scenario, I'll just use this little funnel to pee. But I did not have to use it at all. I just peed in public restrooms, gyms. I don't know. It was fine. I peed in normal pee places. I did, however, find myself drinking less water than I should. I was constantly dehydrated. I drank maybe a bottle of water a day, maybe a little more, and a coffee, which is not you should be drinking more water than that. You really should. but I was just scared to like have to pee in a funnel, so I just didn't drink a lot of fluids. I'm sure I'll get more comfortable with things as like I do more traveling. How was the experience on putting a trailer rig onto your car? Okay, so if y'all remember, I initially was planning on towing this thing with my Mini Cooper, which I will stay saying that it could have happened, but I'll admit that my current car is a much better, like, you know, towing situation than a Mini Cooper. Oh no, Mini Coopers could technically tow 1,000 pounds, and my whole situation was like 800, so I would have been fine. That being said, Mini Coopers are not four-wheel drive, and one time I was driving in a place that had a little bit of, you know, ice on the road, and I literally could not stop. Like, I could not use my brake. I almost like slowly slid into somebody else. Actually, one time, a different time, I actually did slowly slide into somebody else. So while my Mini Cooper could have towed my situation, my current car, which is a basic ass Honda, like, it's definitely way better. Like, it's a lot safer for me to be driving this than my old car. What I did was I took it to U-Haul and I got a hitch installed. It was a real easy tow, other than some clanging from like the trailer, kind of like clunk, clunk, clunk. It's so annoying. I went to see, I checked to see if anything was wrong, and it's not. It's just how it is. It like clangs as I drive on side streets. On the highway, it's fine. But on side streets with like potholes and stuff, it like clunk, clunk, clunk. It's very annoying. But other than the clanking noise, it's like totally fine. It was really easy to tow. I thought I would find like it difficult to make turns and stuff. No, it's really small. It's really not that big of a deal. It's small, it's light. The only thing that I can't do for shit is back up. So what I did was every time I needed to back up, which like wasn't that often, I would literally remove my camper, move it to where I want it to, back up my actual car, and then reconnect it. And thankfully my camper is so light. It's only 800 pounds, maybe like 800 pounds, like ish. And it's on like wheels, so like 800 pounds sounds like a lot. But like if it's on wheels, I can pull it really easily unless it's like uphill. I found no problems, and I'm really glad that my trailer is lightweight because I could just push it around if I really need to. Someone said, are you enjoying eating all your food cold? Okay, I have a lot to say about this. So for the most part, I'm not picky with leftovers. So yeah, I ate most of my food cold, and I don't have a problem with that. It's like really not that big of a deal. But I did something, and now I'm thinking like a different thing would have been better. So for Christmas 2 years ago, a year ago, for Christmas a year ago, my boyfriend got me like a little stovetop cooking situation, like a gas powered little thingy. And number one, it is so cute. I love that thing, and I'm looking forward to using it in the future. What I realized is that I'm mostly camping in parking lots, and it's really weird to whip out a whole stovetop in a parking lot, you know? So I didn't use it the entire trip. What would have been more useful to me is like an electric kettle. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy myself an electric kettle for future trips, because with an electric kettle I could plug it into my car and I could heat water for like noodles and like instant meals, stuff like that. So if I really do want something warm, I can get it. Or maybe I can, I don't know, like put the hot water in a container and put it next to my food, and then eventually the food will be less cold. I don't know. I just feel like I can do more with an electric kettle than I can with a stovetop when I'm camping in parking lots. In the future, when I'm taking longer trips, I will be staying in some campgrounds or like free parks and stuff. In that case, I will be using my stovetop a lot more so I can heat up food more easily or cook food. But I know that's not what you were asking, but that's the whole food situation. Yeah, I'm not picky. I eat cold leftovers. I don't care. What do you do when you have to pee in the nighttime? Well, as I said before, I brought myself a pee funnel, but I didn't need it. How do you like it? We find being on the move and waking up in different places addicting, haha. Okay, so I really liked the trip overall. Near the end, I was just kind of tired because I didn't feel like my nights were very restful. The way my camper is like, I didn't have window shades yet, and the locks on the inside didn't work very well, so I was just kind of nervous all the time. And when you sleep nervously, it's not very comfy. You don't wake up feeling very rested. So even though I was sleeping like the appropriate time every night, I was sleeping like 7 to 9 hours. I was sleeping. I slept nervous and I woke up cold. So I don't think my body ever fully relaxed. So the last few days I was just tired, and I think that's why. I did really enjoy the trip though. So I think over time, when I fix those issues with my camper and when I get more comfortable with traveling in general, that I'll be good. It'll be a lot more fun. Yeah. What's been the most unexpected thing about all of this? Unexpected. I guess the only thing that was unexpected was some of the evenings I was bored. I didn't think I would get bored, but like 2 or 3 of the days on the trip, I would finish exploring. I would finish driving where I was supposed to get to. I would finish, not all my work, but I'd finish work and I wouldn't feel like working anymore. And then I'd be like, it'd be nice to hang out with someone, but I'm also scared of people, so I'm not gonna hang out with them. And then I would just kind of be like, I'm bored. So I have to find a way to fill that. I didn't expect that. That was kind of like, it came out of nowhere. When do you plan on traveling after this trip? So I'm not 100% sure yet. Most likely I'll be taking a really short trip in February, really short, 3-4 days, somewhere close, Boston maybe, because there's a bunch of restaurants I want to check out over there. However, it's gonna be really cold over there, so I have to see how cold it's gonna get overnight. During this last trip, one of the nights it dipped down to 27 degrees or 25 degrees at night, and it was really cold, but I did layer appropriately and I survived. So I'll probably be able to do that if it gets that cold, but I don't know if it gets colder. So that's like my next short trip, but I'm hopefully planning like a really long trip for the summer. Where? I don't know. Maybe like Colorado. I don't know. I haven't like figured that out yet. My problem is I have a lot of obligations in New York. I have my family business and I feel torn because I love supporting my family and my family business, but now that I built this camper, I realize how much time I truly need away from New York to like really create content and travel in it. And every time I want to do a trip, I feel guilty for leaving the family business because it's really reliant on me. And I feel like the family business is getting in the way of me doing my own business, and my own business is getting in the way of doing the family business. And I don't feel right doing only one or the other, but I feel like they're competing with each other for my time. So I'm like half-assing each of them. And that's a personal struggle for me right now. If I was truly free, if my schedule was truly free, I would be on a road trip to Texas or something like right now. Just because I hear like Austin has a lot of cool vegan food and stuff. And also I have like some family and a friend in Austin. And also I can hit a lot of places along the way. You know, I don't know. A personal struggle for me right now. I'll keep you updated how I figure it out. If I ever do. Maybe I'll just end up the rest of my life split between 2 worlds. Who knows? Has traveling with the camper been how you thought it would be? For the most part, yes. I did think that I would have more energy though. But again, my nights weren't very restful. So there's that. And the other thing was like being bored. I didn't think I would get bored. Are you hoping to travel everywhere in the US or stick to an area? Plans on going to Canada? I'm hoping to travel everywhere, and maybe I will go to Canada. Probably not this year, because there's a lot of other places to go. And Canada's cold, so I'll have to go in the summer. But I want to go somewhere else in the summer, so like, But eventually, I'd love to go to Canada. I visited Toronto for the first time with my boyfriend recently, and it was really nice. How worried about you traveling alone are your parents? They're a little worried for me, but I like put tracking on my phone so my mom could track me, so she's not like as worried. And on top of that, my parents know that I am cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, I just do things. And trust me, I've scared them enough over the course of my life that they're kind of like immune to it now. So they're just like, she'll survive. She's survived worse. So they're cool. Would using T-Mobile or another company hotspot device help with internet? No. So I have Verizon and they have really good hotspot. It's great. The problem is I can't upload video on hotspot at all. I think it's happened successfully for me once in my whole life. In my last apartment, for the first like year, we didn't have enough money for Wi-Fi, so we just hotspotted all the time, and it was fine actually. By we, I mean me and my boyfriend. We even watched Netflix on our hotspot. It worked so well. It worked surprisingly well. But other than once where I did successfully upload a YouTube video, I couldn't upload YouTube videos on hotspot, even with how fantastic Verizon's hotspot is. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is just hit up libraries. That seems to be the fastest internet. And not even the Wi-Fi, like upload my YouTube videos via like the library computers. I think that's what I'm gonna have to start doing. Yeah. Or like maybe if I have a friend who lives in the neighborhood, just like pop in and be like, hey, can I hang out and use your Wi-Fi for a little bit? So, do you feel safe while you're asleep? Any weird scenarios you've dealt with yet? I felt safe while I was asleep one time the entire trip. And that's when I was pulling into a Cracker Barrel and I saw a shit ton of other trailers and campers there already like parked for the night. I felt pretty safe that night because I knew that like if something happened, I could just like yell and like, you know, probably someone would wake up and come like rescue me. All the other nights, I did not feel safe. I did not feel safe, which is probably why I didn't sleep very well. But I just did it. Do you have caravans where you live? Probably, but I don't know any, and I don't know anything about them. I just kind of know what they are. Anything you would change for your next trip? A couple things. The first one is the cooking situation I talked about last time. The second thing is I would pack more of some clothes and none of other clothes. Like, I would just pack myself more hoodies and jeans and less like sports bras and like leggings. I don't know, things I thought I would use. Maybe I'll pack one of them or something. But I would pack more hoodies and leggings. I would pack more hoodies and jeans because like all I wanted to wear on the road was hoodies and jeans. Do you carry any self-defense items with you? So I own a taser, hypothetically, probably maybe own a taser from when I used to be a hostess and I used to get home at like 3 a.m. in the subway and I was like young. I was like 17 or 18 or 19. So I was young. So I bought a taser to keep me safe on the way home. But I lost the charger to that taser and it's like a really weird shape. So I don't know if I'm just gonna have to like look hard for another charger or get another taser. I don't know. But I did have bear spray with me that my dad gave me. So yeah, I'll probably just get another taser. Someone said, are you feeling lonely? I probably felt lonely for like a couple hours total. For the most part, I am very cool with being alone. But I did feel lonely a little bit, you know, sometimes. And so I would just FaceTime people when I felt lonely. Do you just sleep in a camper? It looks very small. It is not very small. It is the size of a queen bed. Oh, my foot just fell asleep. It's the size of a queen bed and you could fit 3 people in there if you really wanted to. 2 people super comfortably, 3 people totally doable. It's not as small as people think. I'm gonna do a whole tour later. I mean, it's small in the fact that like it's literally just a place to sleep and I'm gonna have some lights in there soon and stuff. Like you can't do much in there. You can't like host a party, but easily sleep a couple people. It's not as small as you think it is. Have you considered staying at a campground or trailer park during your travels? So that's what I thought I was gonna do. I thought I was gonna stay at campgrounds and trailer parks. Turns out campgrounds and trailer parks are expensive. They're very expensive. For what? I don't know. Some of them makes a little sense because they offer you like water and electricity for your giant trailer, but I don't have a giant trailer and I'm not gonna pay $80 a night to park somewhere. I could find a really shitty motel for $80 a night. I mean, granted, it would be like kind of sketchy probably, but $80 a night, and then the cheaper ones were like $25 a night, but that's still like quite a bit of money. I don't have a lot of money to spend right now, and I was trying to do this whole trip on as affordable of a budget as possible, and gas was already expensive. So when I found out how expensive campgrounds and stuff are, I just decided no, I'm doing parking lots. Now, when I take future trips to like Middle America / the West Coast, there's some like free parks you could park in and stuff. So, you know, then I'm gonna do that. But now, on the East Coast especially, I am not paying more than $5 to park in my camper. Maybe 10 if I really want to. But I'm not paying more than that. I'd rather pull over on the side of the road. Why did you make a separate YouTube instead of adding it to the one you already have? Because, and every time I say this, people say, no, I'm interested. Well, you're awesome, okay? But most people on my food channel are not interested in non-food content. I've tried to upload non-food content and it would get like a quarter of the views. So I just decided that I was gonna have this channel for non-food content, mostly travel, but also just other non-food things in my life. I do lots of non-food related things. I know it's hard to believe, but I thought it'd be fun to have a place to put all my non-food things. So this place is for my non-food things, and obviously I'm a human, so I still eat, so I'm gonna still be posting some food things, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Did you get a mattress yet? My uncle let me borrow like a little blow-up mattress, and honestly I really like it, so I think I'm gonna be buying one for myself. I don't want like a big queen size mattress for the thing, although I initially thought I might, because I kind of want to reserve half of the camper for like my stuff and then the other half for sleeping. I don't want the whole thing to be a mattress because then I might put my shoes on it and get it dirty, or I might like put dirty stuff on it. I don't want dirty stuff on my mattress. So I want like half of it to be like my living area and like half of it to be like my sleeping area, you know? So I will eventually get like a little blow up mattress. My cousin asked if I died. Hey Priscilla, I didn't die. Is it annoying to use public bathrooms more frequently? I mean, like, kind of. But other than like a couple really nasty gas stations, it wasn't that bad. Any idea what you'll do with it after touring? This is a good question to end on. So I don't see myself like using this camper for the rest of my life. I do see myself using it for like several more years, don't worry. I did put a lot of effort into the camper, so it's not going anywhere. But eventually, like after I'm done with it, I'll just probably sell it. I mean, I want someone else to enjoy it as well. It's a cutie, it's lots of fun. But I'm not thinking about that for a long time. I am thoroughly gonna enjoy Peanut, and whenever I'm done, I'm sure someone else will enjoy it. But yeah, that is everything. I really hope I answered all of your questions. If you have any more, then just pop them down below. Like if you like, subscribe if you want to subscribe. I do, you know, daily travel vlogs on here when I'm traveling, and otherwise I just upload randomly about things in my life. So if you're interested in any of that, then again, subscribe, ring the bell, and follow me on Instagram or TikTok. I'll put that down below, and I will talk to you next time. Goodbye!